The person you see today is not the person I used to be. I mean, I'm a totally different person than I used to be. Back when I started elementary school, I had some friends from preschool. There were a couple neighbors that I knew, but we were all fresh. We were all freshly in there. We didn't really know each other. We were just learning to socialize. But I brought up the son of two programmers. I had the tucked in pants and the dorky shirt. All I needed was the pocket protector, and the vision would be complete. But I walked in there, probably holding my 1 million Facts About the Universe book because I love space. But most kids there were worried about Pokemon, or they loved their I don't even know what there was. It's been a while. But I started being singled out a bit. I'd be sitting in math class, and as some people have said on my recommendation letters, I tend to be too smart for my own good. I thought it was funny jokes. Well, they're doing the multiples of 7. I'm sitting there doing 49,280 whatever, and they're doing 28 and 49, and I got laughed at a bit for that. But after a while, it started getting worse. I just didn't get how to socialize with people. I didn't really have friends outside of school, and when it came down to it, I started getting made fun of by everybody. And I'm a talker. I can't stop talking, but because I was so weird, I realized the way to not be so was just to not be as expressive. I kept my head down, stopped talking as much, tried to be as boring as possible. And it worked for a bit, till people started calling me gay and geek, dork. I was 4'8" and 63 pounds coming out of 8th grade. I was tiny and I was annoying. But starting into high school, it was a totally new place. People were totally different. Being quiet just didn't work anymore. So I started talking, and it wasn't too bad. I was still weird, but when I got there, it was a little bit different experience. There were friends. Everybody just wanted to be happy. No one really felt like making fun of anybody my first year. But as always it gets worse. My hair was a little long, it was to the side. I had my big glasses, and being small, I was, the perfect dork. Couldn't make a comeback, couldn't say anything back. Everyone needs someone to pick on. So I took it. I figured, hey, I'm smart. If I can take this and get through it, in the end, I'll be better for it. But things don't work out that way. I didn't know what I was going to do in life. I was smart, but wasn't really good at anything. Not good at sports, where I got made fun of for couldn't throw a ball that far. It wasn't fun. But then I joined Multicultural Club because the advisor was one of the adults for Boy Scouts, Mr. Omstutz. Awesome guy. He's now the Scoutmaster. But I joined in, and people were nicer there. There was always something different about every single person, and no matter it was color, which is usually the main thing, or whether you just talk differently, people accepted you. And it was amazing. I liked it. My first fun experience was the Community Tampa Bay Leadership Conference. Now, I went to this conference, I wanted to get out of history and calculus. They weren't that fun. But I went to this conference, and people were singing, people were dancing, and we were playing all these fun games, and it was amazing. I couldn't wait if there was a next one. Then they played a video about Anytown. I couldn't pay attention. I was probably looking off at something or reading a book. I didn't pay much attention to it. But I saw the form, and I said, why not? I'll be the only one. And I put my name down. Didn't think much of it until I went to the end of the year picnic. And I walk up there, there's a couple people sitting, but who do I see the first person? There's this guy out in the middle of the field with a drum. And it was hilarious. I had never seen something so funny. I mean, a person who wanted to just do whatever he wanted, be loud, sing, dance, and everybody thought it was great. So I figured, I love to do these things. Why don't I just do them? And I did. And that was one of the most fun days I had had in high school. So then I said, okay, this might be good. I talked to him about Anytown, this program that I'd signed up for, and he said, yeah, I'm a director for it. And I said, okay, well, this shouldn't be too bad. There's a guy that's awesome that I'm good friends with. I'm going to spend 5 days with him and all these people. This is going to be great. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I couldn't wait. I got there and got on the bus, and it was a little odd. I sat in a seat by myself, and I said, it's going to be the same thing. But I got there, and I see about 20 people running at us near the bus. And I realized, this is not going to be your normal week. When I went to Anytown, it was all these things that I did were okay. Everybody could be who they were, and it was great. I talked louder. I didn't repress myself at all. And it turns out the things I was saying were actually fun, and I made a lot of friends from it. I had never really had good friends. So here I am, enjoying myself, and then they actually started getting into programs. Now, there was this one program where we all had to stand up based on what had been done to us. Like, they had guys on one side and girls on the other, and they had us stand up if we had felt one of those. Now, I didn't talk to anybody about myself, but when it came time to stand up, I said, why not? There's other people standing up. Why shouldn't I? I should be myself. And I stood up, and I realized there's about 13 people standing up with me, and there's 14 there. And I realized the things I'd been through weren't that different. And I realized I could talk about these things with everybody, and we did. And we realized where we came from, and I found myself better to relate with them. And in the end, it was one of the most fun weeks I had had in a long time. I just learned how to be myself. And I brought it back to high school, and now I'm president of Multicultural Club. I'm hopefully going to be prom king. I'm on the court. And Anytown really just helped me start that off. So as one of the counselors had said, don't just let things happen. Be intentional.